Here's a quick demo of how to use mTracker to improve productivity. So when you log into your mTracker account, you're taken to the Work tab where you see the amount of time you've spent working today. And then over here, you have the daily task planner, which shows you the task you're currently working on, the task you've completed, and the tasks that you plan to actually work on. So you can toggle between the list view or the countdown, which shows you everything in terms of what you want to do, what you're currently working on, like I said, and then what you've already completed. Okay, so just here you type a task, say create an email draft. So you type a task, click on add task, and then that task is added here. If you look at your Kanban, you see that's under to do, and you can always modify the name. So this is, let's just put it here. This is the task here. So just clicking on the task, so let's use this one for instance. Clicking on the task will start the timer, and then you can go about working on the task. So this is recording a product demo video. I could go about recording that video in whatever app I choose to work with, my browser or wherever. But here's where it gets interesting. Of course, you can pause your task or mark it as completed. So I'll just pause this one, and then I can see how long I've spent on that task. I can see how it adds to my total time. But here's where it gets interesting. When you go to the task menu, you can add tasks that you don't have to work on that day, tasks that you have planned or they are from your other tools. So you can literally type the name of the task here and click on add, but you have integration. So on this account, I have Jira, Google Calendar, and ClickUp. So ClickUp and Jira are project management tools or softwares, while Google Calendar manages my calendars, my schedules, my meetings. So you can just connect whatever platform you're currently using. So let's say I want to connect the Jira account. I just click on that. It opens the portal for me to sign into my Atlassian, and then once I do that, I'm able to get access to the tags that has been assigned to me or the tags that I've created. Back to mTracker. So we've talked about the integrations. You can add as many tasks. This is designed for you to manage all your tasks in one place. So you can plan tasks ahead of time, keep them here in the log, and then when you want to work on them, just go over here and click on add to today. It will move that task to your daily planner here. So you see it here as a task that you want to work on. Then also very exciting is the dashboard. The dashboard gives you very useful insights. Of course, you get to see how long you spent working on actual tasks that day. And you find out that when you start tracking how long you spend on a task, you will need to work less because you're now more productive. You're now accountable to see how long you spend working on a particular task, and that way you're able to minimize distractions. This is the holy grail. You're able to see how long you spent working on that entire week. Obviously, this is Tuesday, so spend about 13 hours working, and then of course how many tasks you've completed for the day. But this is something very interesting. You have your peak productivity window. So this tells you the hours where you do the most of your work, so that you can plan some of your most challenging tasks around this time. So you see from 1:52 p.m. to about 7:52 p.m. That's around the time so that way you're able to plan around. And then of course, like we said, you have your work sessions where you can go up to 2 months, up to 1 month into the past for this account, and you can see what exactly you worked on any particular day. This is very useful so that you have insights into how your projects are progressing along the way. So you can go to any particular day and see how long you spent on that day, how long you spent working, and then what exactly you worked on. Everything shows here, and then you can go like into any day in particular, and then you see what you worked on. Then of course you have Teams. So the Teams enables you, so this is for like an admin, would enable you to set up your company account. You can manage team members. You can manage entire employees within your team and see what they are working on and how long they're spending on tasks, things like that. Of course, you're not spying on anybody, but you're able to see the overall report of how people are working. So in these are demo accounts, so some of the details will be blank, but you can definitely see what they worked on from this. You can go into any day of your choice and navigate what they worked on. Like I said, this account is enabled for about a month. Some accounts you can enable for up to 6 months of work history to learn more about what a particular employee worked on for that day. And you can see it's plain everything that was recorded for them. Okay. And that's pretty much it. So it also has this bonus feature so that users don't need to work endlessly. If you work for 50 minutes, it will notify you that you've been working for 50 minutes and ask if you want to take a pause or you want to continue. But if you work for 120 minutes, it would actually pause your time. You can disable this like we saw. So you can disable this in settings. But this is just to prevent you from overworking yourself. But if you're somebody who is able to work stretch hours, yeah, go for it. Why not? You can just disable the burnout signal and just keep working for as long as you need to. So that's a quick overview. You can go on the website and request an actual demo